Good morning, everybody, from the Whiskey Alpha Ranch. Uh, I know we've waited a while on getting another video out about what we're doing at the reservoir. So this video is long overdue, but been doing a lot of work at one specific reservoir, the Red Hill Reservoir on the property, trying to get it more habitable for the fish that we stocked in there, and just trying to get some improvements done overall to the shape of the reservoir, make it better for fish and wildlife, and just improve the overall ecosystem of the reservoir. So this is some drone footage. You can see the dock there that we're working on. We got the basically the pylons poured uh, to build that out in the spring. Um, and I'm just kind of panning across the reservoir here to show you from an aerial view what it looks like. Um, we kind of shocked at how low the water level was, um, and after about 5 months working on different projects with the reservoir, finally came to the bottom of the issue. I guess with the fire to the northeast of the property, um, this reservoir was used extensively um, as part of the firefighting effort. So there were trucks that were pulling water from the reservoir, as well as some of the helicopters that were dumping water on the fire to the north. So yeah, the reservoir's down about 4 to 6 feet from where we'd like to see it, and you can kind of see the shorelines there and how depleted it is. Um, it's really a pretty little spot. Um, it's called Red Hill because of the two hills adjacent to the reservoir you just saw there, which are primarily made up of shale, like a reddish tint of shale. Um, so that's where it gets the name. I guess we did some digging around, and that actually uh, has to do with some of the volcanic activity that was seen pretty heavily in this area. We'll see, in addition to the shale, we'll see a lot of scoria and volcanic rock in the area. Um, yeah, here's a nice little inlet there when this thing is all the way up to the right level. A couple little bays that'll be nice for fish. You saw some of the structure we were starting to plant there. That's where we're kind of sighting out where we might uh, put some type of building. What we ended up putting there was we pulled over a camper and set up some solar panels and stuff so we could better monitor the reservoir and get some cameras on the reservoir. That's me and my brother. I'm just hanging out. I think we were just wrapping up finishing some of the dock work we were doing there. Um, you can see there's the main hill, the Red Hill, that it gets its name from, and this is just pulling out and kind of panning over the property and leading into the location of the reservoir. Um, got some additional footage here from when we came out this summer. We came out a few times and stocked fish into the property. So we got the drone popping up over the hill, shows you kind of the fields surrounding the reservoir. This is the aerial shot of the reservoir when it was completely full. You can see how water's well into those little bays. Um, that's a nice shape to it. And the lower left there is um, pretty much what it looks like today. It's actually even uh, potentially a little lower than that right now, um, due to all the water that was removed uh, for the firefighting. But um, that kind of gives you a little bit of an overview of what we're dealing with. And ideally we'd like to get it back to that height or that depth that we were seeing with a larger image here. So to talk a little bit of the stocking we did, I'm going to show you some of these videos that we took earlier in the year. These are the bass that we ordered as they were delivered from Sportfish Direct. And here we are putting in the first group of and second group of Fathead Minnows to the reservoir in July.
Throw it up there.
Oh yeah. Get the bluegill out there.
What the heck is that thing floating right
So
there?
there's the minnows swimming around.
Holy cow, they're moving fast.
And then here's the bluegill.
Oh, cool. Nice. Throw him in there.
Nice and blue.
And he's
He
going.
was the first one to go in.
Put bluegill in a couple different
There's a bass.
times over the summer just to get them to take. And there's the bass as we're introducing them. And
Oh yeah, there's
off
the devil.
there, just out of frame. And then we had one
Right there.
out of the 25 we ordered, one that didn't make it. And Sportfish Direct was amazing and actually refunded us $6 for that one bass. Yeah, so that kind of wraps it up. Here's just a slow pan across the reservoir, what it looked like there in July. Apologize for bouncing a little around in time here in these different videos. All right, so we got our fish out here for another day of stocking. We just put them in the water to get them a little acclimated. Came in these boxes here. Got some fish habitat we're going to throw in a little bit later. Fish feeders over there. Got a little boat to do some pond maintenance. The cattails we transplanted are actually coming in. Not too bad. So I wasn't really certain how that was going to work, but they seem to be coming in fine. Still a lot of turbidity in the pond. See a couple turtles out here. Had a bunch of ducks yesterday. But we'll get out and get some video of this a little bit later. Start stocking these suckers here in a minute and videotape that as we go. So we'll pause for now and come back later. Okay, so we're gonna start with the big minnows. Or we'll start with the mini minnows. Mini minnows. As in, like, there's many of them. And they're smaller. So, see, Aaron, zoom in. This is what these look like. Little tiny minnows. Let me see them. Yeah, so we didn't mention it here in the original video, but this group of fish were purchased from Sportfish Direct and Anderson Minnow. We got a kind of a group of fish from each of those fish hatcheries to test out.
You're going the wrong way.
And it's kind of interesting how that worked. You order the fish, and essentially they're FedEx to you overnight and arrive before 2 p.m. the next day, and pretty good luck. Obviously we did see a few dead ones, and these guys were a little crazy trying to swim back into shore, a little disoriented. But overall, we got a lot of fish into the reservoir this way, and we'll show you some footage on that here in a second. Yeah, so here we have the second group of the minnows.
You get those over there?
They come from the fish hatchery's double bag.
Can you reach in and grab the other bag?
And they fill them pretty full of oxygen to keep everything
Nothing in that,
alive.
right?
You can see these are the larger.
Okay, so here's the bag of these minnows there.
They're pretty lively.
And these are the larger ones.
Yeah, so I think between the different stocking efforts, we put quite a few fathead minnows in, some bluegill, and some largemouth bass.
Go!
And
we'll turn these guys loose.
yeah, you can see a lot of them are swimming all over the place.
And these are
Um,
stronger guys, so let's see what they do. They still swim the wrong way. They still know where they're going.
Yeah. So we got this second batch of fish stocked.
Going the wrong way.
As you can see, got the minnows in
Oh, there they
there.
are.
Got the bluegill. I think I got a little better view of that later.
See how blue they are, though?
One of the other videos we took. So hopefully I can show you that here in a second.
Why not?
Anyway, yeah, just like
Okay.
tossing some fish out there.
And we'll dump these guys, and you'll see them.
Then we dumped the rest of the bluegill out here. A lot of them took off. So
Hopefully, once they're alive still.
this group of fish this time was from Anderson minnow, and they were a little more lethargic than the ones we got from
That was a
Sportfish
minnow,
Direct.
Jack.
No,
they're starting to move. They're starting to move, Jack.
So I did
That's
contact
how they did
them.
last time. They just kind of sit there for you.
Yeah, take a video of that.
They gave me a discount or
Oh, is
credit
that
for
one
a
just
future
jump up?
purchase, but just my initial feeling is that Sportfish Direct seemed to have a little bit better of a product.
This one, maybe.
My opinion, feel free to disagree. And here we are looking at, the same group of fish, just from the other angle, my brother's camera here.
These are the
There
larger
I'm
ones.
getting the rest of the minnows in.
They're larger.
These are the larger fatheads, I believe. Yep. And those are really meant just for forage. Or bluegill, as the bluegill get a little bit bigger, they'll eat the fatheads. And as the bass get a little bit bigger, they'll eat the fatheads as well. They say the general rule out there is you need 10 pounds of forage to create 1 pound of bass. So, and here's the bluegill going in, and the bluegill aren't much bigger than the fatheads were. You'll kind of see them here as they're a little closer from this angle. But again, they're meant to grow up and procreate and create forage for the large bass in the pond.
Give them some
So,
water. No.
there's the bluegill as they're
See how
going
blue
out.
they are, though? Look at that guy.
Very blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they get the name.
Yeah.
They're formal.
Nice.
Yeah, and we'll show you an image here in
Okay.
a second on what these
We'll
look
dump
like.
these guys, and you'll see how quick they swim.
This was July. What they ended up looking like when
Once they're alive
we
still.
caught one in October.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like
Kind of
They-
the growth
they
we
move
saw in the
Over time, you
bass.
think they're dead, but
Um,
there's not one floating
yeah.
there.
So when you do order these fish this way,
Yeah.
overnight
Nope, he went.
mail order fish, I would expect up to about 10% of them not to
Look at him
make it.
jumping out there, dude. I'm gonna hit the fish feeder.
We had really
I'm
good
gonna
luck
hit the
with
fish feeder, y'all.
the bass. We had
Yeah.
only 1 out of 25 that didn't make it. We are putting in a fish feeder.
Fish feed.
This is the Moultrie
This is the-
feeder. It's can be used for fish food or
Really nice.
game food.
Moultrie.
You can link it to trail cameras and
Fish feeder.
control it from a trail camera, a cellular trail camera. But
There we
um,
go.
our personal experience is it doesn't really do that
My
well
timer's
with the
probably
smaller
off.
grains of
You guys, I'm gonna test
fish
this.
feed.
David,
So, and it doesn't really kick
gonna
it out
test
there
it.
very
Ready?
far. He's gonna show it here in a second as he kicks this on. And even though
push
it's
the
6 inches from the water,
program
you'll
button,
see
David.
there's actually some of the feed that doesn't.
the
make it
button
into
on the
the
right
water.
says program. Hit
So
that
my
button.
brother's gonna hit the
Push it.
button here.
There you go.
It's gonna start the
5,
little countdown,
4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
and there it is. Yeah.
Way
Um,
I know.
it-
Gotta get it close
it
to the
sends
water
out
to
the
see how it all
feed,
sits
but
on top. Two
like I
seconds
said,
might be too long, man.
in doing some additional research, it looks like some of the Texas
Launch.
Hunter models
2
are a little
seconds
more
is too
robust.
long. That's a
and
lot of feed.
gonna look to upgrade to one of those.
I'm changing this to 1 second.
in the spring.
Yeah, look what 2 seconds did. I did 5 yesterday, David.
Yeah. So another thing to
A
consider
black
is
cloud.
um, you want to make sure the fish are eating the feed that you're putting into it. Otherwise, it's just going to turn into
James is gonna launch.
additional gunk on the bottom of your pond. So this was us just kind of testing things out. We ended up moving this to the far end of the reservoir, which you might have seen in the aerial footage earlier. Yeah, there is the reservoir, pond reservoir. See, you saw a little turtle there for a second off to the right. I think he found another one here next to the cedar tree that we dumped in there. A lot of different opinions on natural habitat versus using artificial habitat. Obviously, the cedar tree is going to decompose and just create additional
I don't have
waste
the knife. You lost my knife again?
gunk on the bottom of your pond. But it is a lot cheaper than some of the artificial habitats. There's a bunch of turtles I caught.
Yeah, they're totally
on the shore, swimming out there. I think, in addition to the bullhead problem, we had a little bit of a turtle
inaugural
problem.
voyage of the
Here I am narrating
SS Red Hill. You can
the
see I'm
inaugural
over here
boat trip around the
on the
reservoir.
dam.
So there's the dam over there.
Fish habitat over
like
there
I could
that
say,
didn't really,
like I said earlier,
so we're gonna
the water level is significantly down. This was July, so
just gonna rotate around here.
probably about 1.5 2 foot
been in the-
higher
in the
than it
boat a
was
little
in
bit.
that
See what
initial
we're doing.
drone video.
But yeah, we checked the water depth a second ago.
And
it's about
that's just how much we lost
8
over the
feet here
summer
right now.
from
Something to
evaporation.
verify, maybe it's a little deeper.
But yeah,
Who knows? Could be lucky.
ideally this would be about
But yeah, as
4
you can see over
feet
there is that
deeper,
habitat.
like just to the about 2 feet under that
Motor
dam
off
from what you're looking at right there.
Drift over there.
You
We're
can kind
gonna
of see
take
there's one of
that,
the moss back
relocate it to
artificial
deeper water.
habitats we threw in the reservoir.
Kicking me in there pretty good.
We
So
put a couple porcupines in,
just had a little turtle or something.
which
jump
those
there.
seem. If you haven't checked those out,
Check the video.
you can find them on Amazon.
That was.
You can buy the complete kit,
there's another
or you
little
can just
turtle
buy
over
the
there.
little ball
Head on the
and
shore
buy your
there.
own
Gonna go ahead and pull my
hex
trolling
or
motor up
PVC
before I get
and
too far in.
save yourself some money
Yeah,
assembling it.
That's the reservoir there.
And then we created some other
As you can see,
habitats on our own.
nice
just
good shape
using
to it.
PVC and tubes
Good
and
good size.
other
Oh, the fish
material we found
habitat.
around the ranch. So here's my brother walking along the shoreline. You can see there, all the way to the left, up that bank, is where the water line should be. So we have some decent vegetation when it is filled in. I'll throw some photos here in a minute just to kind of show you what that looks like. And there I am out zooming along.
You're clipping right along.
The trolling motor across the reservoir.
You got it wide open?
We were basically taking this around to check depth, and then we did try
He's good, Captain. There's a dam out here.
some
though.
turbidity
Careful.
treatment
There's a
at
dam.
one point.
Hey. There's the old dam out here, dude.
Yeah, so just zooming around, checking out the different parts of the reservoir and checking depth. Again, we'll show you some photos here in a second, but the water line was up
Yeah,
to the
check.
base
'Cause
of
the old
these
dam is
3
right here somewhere.
trees.
Right here. You're probably on it.
My brother's pointing out where the dam used to be before the reservoir was expanded.
Really?
Where it probably got at least 25%
Yeah,
more
that's why we need
size when it was
something to drop
expanded.
out there, James.
Um,
Careful, you're gonna come up on that.
so he's
dam,
just
though.
warning me to watch out for any drop.
That's 6 foot.
Yeah, and trying to do some
In my
just
pocket.
depth checks with the oar.
Do you have anything
And I
to
think
tie
we
to it?
got that it was at least about 6 foot right here.
Let me go grab it.
Yeah. So when it actually iced over, we went out
Good.
with poked a
Go out
couple
to where you
holes in the
couldn't
ice,
touch,
and we
man.
found
To
out
be honest with you.
that it was more like 4.5 feet.
4 feet, 3 feet, something, to where we're not.
Yeah.
on the bottom.
So we're doing another depth
You're gonna
check
hit
there.
shore,
We were
get
using
back
one of
out.
the bobber sonar type devices, which
How deep is it?
I ended up
Turn
returning both
head
versions
in the
that I
direction
bought.
you're going, out the
Um,
front.
Again, we're going to use a Sechi disc and uh, just a weighted
There's
cord
a
and
dam out
get
there.
better depths
Yeah, in the
at
middle,
different
dude.
points. Um, anyway, checking some depth in a few spots here with that pole and the bobber. There's that porcupine fish habitat we
It's out of the
dropped in as
water.
well. All right, so here's an image of what the water depth looked like in 2019, and you can see how the water's coming up to those three trees in late April of 2019, probably right after all the ice had melted. Um, and you can see how far it's coming up on the the near shoreline here as well. Um, we'll jump back here in a second, just so you can see where it's at right now, or where it was in July when we were taking the boat around.
See, I'm over
But
here
yeah, you see
on
those
dam.
trees there,
Damn.
and we're probably a good three,
And
4 feet
we have a
underneath
fish
them.
habitat over
So
there that didn't really
definitely
make it to where we wanted to.
came
So we're
down
gonna
pretty
try to reposition
significantly.
that. But
Yeah, and here's a comparison of what those bass look like when we stocked them in late July, and what they were looking like in mid October. As my dog is agreeing with me right now. So you can see pretty quick growth in bass. They can grow even faster than that if they've got more warm water and more forage. So we're really looking forward to see what they're going to look like next year. And here's just a another image from that full reservoir in April of 19, and we're hoping to get back to this level soon and do some great things with the reservoir over the summer. Yeah, so starting this spring, we're working on a couple maintenance projects with the reservoir. Going to try to do some additional shoreline repair, um, work on some of the inlets, and work on a better um, spillway and a overflow for the reservoir. Uh, but we'll keep everybody updated on what the fish are looking like, and if you stay tuned over the next couple weeks, we should have some of those videos of ice fishing and what that looked like. Um, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.